Welcome to Wrestling with Snipes. Today we'll be reviewing Friday Night Smackdown for October 4th, 2024, the night before Bad Blood. They announce a country star named Hardy. Who? And he announces the returning AJ Styles. AJ says he's missed everyone so much. This is where it all started for AJ Styles in Nashville, and now he's back on Smackdown, the host that AJ Styles built. Then out comes Carmelo Hayes. He says, I don't need to introduce myself, I'm him. I deserve to be the United States champion, not LA Knight, not Andrade, me. AJ tries to give some advice to Carmelo, but Carmelo says, I don't take advice from quitters. If you were so phenomenal, you would be WWE champion right now. Then AJ challenges Hayes, and Hayes says, nah, not tonight. Then out comes the United States champion, LA Knight. Yeah, he says, let me talk to ya. He says Carmelo loves to run from fights, but guess what? LA Knight has two choices for him. Choice number one, I come down there and I stomp you right now. Or choice two, you fight AJ Styles tonight, and if you win, you get a shot at the United States Championship. But either way, you're getting stomped out by me or stomped out by AJ Styles. Either way, you're gonna get stomped out with everybody saying L.A. Knight, yeah. Then a ref comes out and we got AJ Styles versus Carmelo Hayes. The match starts off with Hayes landing some chops in the corner on AJ Styles' chest. Then Hayes rolls to the outside to take a breather. Hayes hits a crossbody, 1, 2, oh, he kicks out. Then a double axe off the top rope to the outside. AJ Styles falls from the apron to the outside. Hayes goes outside, and then Hayes gets in LA Knight's face as we go to commercial break. Back from break, and AJ Styles' leg is really hurting. Then AJ hits a neck breaker on Hayes, but on his own knee, and he is hurting for certain. Then the referee stops the match, says AJ Styles cannot continue. Carmelo Hayes is declared the victor. Hayes turns around and there's LA Knight hitting him with a BFT. LA Knight stands tall with the United States Championship as he says, Carmelo Hayes, you may just get that title shot. Yeah. Then we go to the back and we see Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa preparing for the main event, the three-way ladder match for the Tag Team Championships. Next up, it's time for the dumpster match with Chelsea Green versus Michin. The match starts with Michin using a kendo stick on Green, then she brings a table from under the ring. Chelsea goes for a suicide dive but is smoked in the face by a cookie sheet. Michin then hits a missile dropkick, but then Chelsea lays Michin out on the outside, and it's time for commercial break. Back from break, and Michin ducks Chelsea's forearm and clocks her, knocking her out. Then she hits a German suplex, but Green pops up and hits a Canadian destroyer. Michin then is tossed in the dumpster, but Chelsea cannot close the top. She knocks down Chelsea, then Michin sets up a table on top of the dumpster. Then Piper Niven shows up and tries to attack Michin but is thrown into the dumpster and knocked out. Then Michin catches Chelsea Green on her shoulders and hits a powerbomb through the table into the dumpster, climbs out of the dumpster, then closes the lid. Michin wins. Michin picks up the victory in the dumpster match. Then the top pops off and we see Chelsea Green all full of garbage, looking dirty. Then we see Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi in the back talking about how they will be hosting Bad Blood tomorrow night. Then Bayley shows up and says, can I get a minute with my girl? Once she beats Nia Jax tomorrow and wins the title, Naomi will get the first title shot. We come back from break and we see AJ Styles in the locker room having his knee worked on by the trainer. Then we see the Street Profits preparing for the main event triple threat ladder match later tonight. Then out comes Bayley and she says, I'm cutting right to the chase. I'm calling out the champ, Nia Jax. Nia Jax comes out with Tiffy, so it's Tiffy time. Nia says, Bayley, if you got something to say, why don't you say it to my face? Bayley says, you don't understand the importance of that title. I grew up watching these incredible women like Molly Holly, Victoria, Trish Stratus wear that title with pride. And that's something you could never do. You could never be like them. But one thing you are is a dominant champion, and there are only two women that can take that title from you. Me, which I'm going to do tomorrow, and the other one, Tiffy time, Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy says, are you insinuating I need this briefcase to win? I don't need this briefcase to win. I don't need this briefcase to beat Nia Jax. Then Nia gets upset and says, excuse me? Tiffy gets flustered and said, Bayley, you need to bow down to your queen. Then Bayley calls Tiffany a biatch and Tiffany swings at Bayley but misses and gets clocked. Then Nia knocks down Bayley, but Bayley battles back and takes down Nia Jax, grabs the women's championship. She holds the title, then drapes it across Nia Jax and leaves. Tiffany gets back up and grabs the briefcase, and the crowd starts chanting, "Cash it in!" Nia Jax gets up looking concerned, looking at Tiffany, then exits the ring. We come back from break and we see Chelsea Green walking down with Piper Niven still with garbage all over. They pass Pretty Deadly and Pretty Deadly is disgusted. Then Chelsea Green finds Nick Aldis and Nick Aldis makes several jokes about garbage, which very much upsets Chelsea Green. Now it's time for the one-on-one contest between Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. They lock up and Naomi takes down Tiffy. Naomi puts Tiffy in a headlock. Then Naomi hits a big X Factor for a 2 count. Naomi hits a suplex. Then a springboard splash by Tiffy only to get a 2 count. Then they're battling on the apron and Naomi hits a split leg drop by Naomi on the apron and it goes to commercial break. Back from break and Naomi hits a scissor kick, then a sliding slap by Naomi for a 2 count. That was very unique. Tiffy then hits a drop kick. Naomi goes to the top for a crossbody but is rolled out by Tiffy, reverses it, catches her, stands up, looks like she's gonna hit a Death Valley driver, but Naomi escapes and rolls her up. 1, 2, 3. Naomi picks up the victory. Then we go to the back and we see the Bloodline walking to the ring as Jacob Fatu says he loves his tribal chief about 8 times. Then Solo says, "You will all acknowledge me." Then we go to the back and we see Tiffany walking through the back, approached by Nia Jax, and Nia Jax says, "Tomorrow you better concentrate on Liv and Rhea and take their title, because if you try to cash in on me, you will fail." Then Nia says, "Tell me you will never betray me like that." Tiffany says, "I will never betray you, my queen." Then Nia walks away. And it's time for the triple threat main event ladder match for the tag team championships. Comes first the champs, the Bloodline, followed by Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano, and then the final team, comes the Street Profits. The match begins and it looks like it's going to be a 4-on-2 handicap match as each team take out a member of the Bloodline. Then the Profits and DIY meet in the middle of the ring. Then each team grabs a ladder and they set it up and start climbing. The Bloodline re-enter the ring. They push DIY off the ladder and then they pull the Profits off their ladder and clobber them. The Bloodline take out Ford with a ladder. Tonga slingshots Ciampa's face into a ladder, hurting him. Loa then suplexes Dawkins on a ladder and Tama Tonga hits a senton over the ropes on Dawkins. Then out of nowhere, Dawkins hits a sunset flip over the top rope onto the ladder being held by the Tongas. Gargano then hits a suicide dive on Dawkins. Then Ford hits a somersault over the top rope, taking out everybody. This match is bananas. Ford pulls out a table and we go to commercial break. Back from break and Gargano is all alone climbing the ladder in the middle of the ring, but Dawkins stops him. They put Ciampa on Dawkins' shoulders and Ford from the top rope leaps over a ladder, hitting a blockbuster onto Ciampa. Come back from commercial break and DIY place Loa on the table as Ford climbs to the very top of the rope. Then he hits a massive frog splash from the top rope through the table on the outside of the ring. Then Dawkins hits a powerbomb on Tama Tonga through the announce table. DIY set up a table and the Street Profits and DIY are climbing the same ladder. Then as the battle continues, Dawkins hits Ciampa with a backdrop through a ladder off the ladder. Then Tama Loa comes back into the ring, tips the ladder, throwing Ford and Gargano through the other ladder in the other corner. The Bloodline then climb the ladder and retrieve the tag team championships. Solo and Fatu come out to celebrate. They all raise the ones to end Friday Night Smackdown. We'll see you tomorrow for some bad blood.